How many words do I get for this?
4. Choose wisely.
So many problems. I don't understand what's going on here, but I really like it. Card is printable, as is, with no changes. Is it a nightmare? Yes. Is it a nightmare that I want to exist? Yes.
And we are going to look at Pythagoras, the Serpent God. A 8-mana 0/0 with Convoke, Reach, Hexproof, Devour, non-token 3. And whenever a tapped non-token creature you control dies, make a 1/1 green snake token with Death Touch.
Decked Out has been sponsored by Boot.dev a number of times. We are Boot.dev fans. That will not stop me from tearing this card apart.
Excellent.
This is pretty solid. The things work together well. Like the combo of Convoke into Devouring. I think it was very responsible to say Devour non-token 3.
Yeah.
Incredibly responsible. And then okay, it's like cool. I sacked a bunch of stuff. Devour is part of the cost, right? So I think there's like a little bit of.
I think it is. Let me look at the. There's like a Tyrannosaurus that, or.
As this enters, you can sacrifice any number of creatures.
Interesting. So I think it might have to. Oh no! You don't have to make it a 1/1. So that means it does work with. I do like the idea of a snake cult. I have a bunch of idiots who pray to the snake god, and they finally get him here, and then he eats all of them and is very big and has a bunch of snake babies. Would Devour work with all the convoked things? Would it see all the convoked things die with the as it enters we're eating them?
I don't think it does, is the thing. I think you just tweak this to be make a 1/1 green snake token with Death Touch for each like for each thing you devoured. But you do lose a little functionality here of like later making more snakes.
Yeah, well, so Boot.dev, yes, Convoke is on cast. Devour is... The thing is, Devour is an as it enters, not when this creature enters the battlefield, which is a slight difference, but can sometimes lead to situations. So I'm saying check Skull Muncher, which I can't believe we printed that card into existence. So Skull Muncher says Devour 1. When it enters, draw a card for each creature it devoured.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because if the intent is we want to get 3 counters on this guy and a snake to replace everything we devoured.
Right.
I do think we have to specify for each thing it devoured. And then I guess it depends how important it is for you to have like ongoing snake creation. Because I was going to say this is a weird last line of text to play towards in something outside of Golgari. Like in mono green, if this is in my command zone, I'm imagining it as like, I play a bunch of idiots, I play Pythagoras, and then I play stuff that capitalizes on having a creature with really high power. Do Rhystic Study players take their cards without even asking? Do white players complain about how you provide no triggers for their catch-up ramp? Do fake quotes about French historical figures direct you and your people to eat baked goods? You, my friend, might be broke. And Boot.dev is here to help with their massive Python. Instruction. If you're looking to make a change, Boot.dev offers a wide variety of back-end programming courses to help you leave behind your current career of going 0-3 at pre-releases and forge a brave new life of going 0-3 at multiple pre-releases that you can now afford to attend. They will guide you through coding real projects and have gamified the entire experience so you can pat yourself on the back with level ups and boss fights instead of high school drudgery. But Maldhound, I'm too broke to even consider investing in some harebrained scheme like professional development. Why would you bring this to me? Because, my friend, all of the coursework on Boot.dev is free to read and free to watch. That's right, every last bit of it. The paid membership is only locking you out of the interactive elements like guided practice problems and sick confetti animations. You know you want them. And if that wasn't enough, Boot.dev also offers a 30-day no questions asked money back guarantee. So go to Boot.dev and use code MALDHOUND to get 25% off your first year, or click the link in the description. Thank you all and enjoy the video. Is the wording non-token creature for Devour, or is non-token enough since the creature is implied? Devour specifies creatures.
Yeah, so yeah, just non-token is definitely enough.
Yeah, so I think
I like the heart of this.
I like it too. I'm gonna convert my like medium board of idiots into one gigantic idiot, and then I'm gonna cast Return of the Wild Speaker.
Yeah, and I know I saw some people saying like hexproof is kind of rough, and sure, like Wizards is moving away from using hexproof period, but I think hexproof is fine here. If this was also like, if this also had evasion, then hexproof would be too much.
Yeah.
But the fact that you just make one big old guy that still can get chumped, you just have to, I just get to have my guy, you can't directly shoot him in the face, you have to find a different way around him, is fine.
Yeah, I have one massive idiot who can eat birds. That's the entire upside of this card.
And I think that's good. Right.
He's got hexproof for flavor because he has anti-magic gaze like a beholder. That is a cool note. And he has hexproof because the cops are gonna prevent him from being poached, and for flavor. He does need that poaching prevention. You have to play the Snake Cult Angle because it's not an 8-mana creature that you can land ramp into. If you cast land ramp into this thing, you have an 8-mana 0/0 with no creatures to devour. You kind of have to go for a bunch of bodies that can get eliminated earlier in the game. Like, it's very easy to pressure a deck that was built around this, and so if it doesn't have hexproof, wow, I sacked my own board to get a guy who was immediately killed. I like this.
Yes,
I think it's cute. I think a lot of green players would enjoy being like, yes, I'm going to feed everybody to my snake, and then my snake is going to try and fail to hit you. Immediate thumbs up.
I was like trying to think for a moment on how, if I could super break this, just because if you devoured nothing and just had it come in as a 0 and recast it over and over again, since you can reduce its ability, its cost with Convoke. So if you create 2 tokens somehow every time that it enters,
what's wrong with you?
I need like 30 minutes with the card.
What's happening, man?
I could give you a deck that casts it infinite times, but
don't do that. I'm gonna take those 30 minutes from you. If I see you sitting down in a coffee shop somewhere, I'm gonna slide tackle your ass. All right, Ellis, Reminiscing Redneck, 5-mana Bant, 3/2 with Reach. Each non-land card in your hand has Foretell, which reduces its casting cost by 2. Whenever you cast a Foretold spell, put a counter and a Vigilance counter on up to X target creatures, where X is the Foretold spell's mana value.
This is the way that you get me. You can just say that all of your stuff has Foretell, and I'm like, great, the card's awesome.
Print it.
But also, yeah, this card is just awesome. I like it.
I like it too. I like it's like almost Cathar's Crusade, but only if I jump through my commander's little hoop. That's cute. Next, we have Redco, Panoptica, Brilliant Overseer. 1 and a white for a 2/2 with Flash, Flying, and Vigilance. If an opponent would look at 1 or more cards, those cards are revealed instead, and players can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. So the intent is that it affects Scry, Surveil, or Dig Through Time and Stock Up.
Yeah, I really want this to work. This is funny.
It would be
it's a funny
so funny.
idea.
This should work. I want to, Redcow, we're on your side. This should be printable. Cannot. Assuming this can work, I like the effect. Next, we have the Unraveled Dreadful Dregs, the 6-mana mono black ***. Power and toughness equal to the number of creatures in all graveyards, and as long as it's on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all creatures in all graveyards.
I mean, sure, but this already exists in different forms. So like Trazen, because I think my instinct is this functions, like this is fine. All graveyards is a nightmare to keep track of, but that this is Magic the Gathering, so who cares?
You Soldier Boy, tell them. 2 and a blue for a 0/0 that enters as a copy of any non-legendary creature on the battlefield, except it has a question mark at the end of its name. If the copied creature leaves the battlefield, this card gets +1/+1.
I don't understand what's going on here, but I really like it.
So it's an underrate clone, but it's locked out of copying legendaries, and then it can maybe get +1/+1 if something kills the other card. That seems fine. These videos are almost entirely subsidized by my Patreon community, so a special thank you to Vanilla Bean Ice Cream, Eclectic Waste, Katia Marg, Christian B, Adam S, Solar Movie, Kyle, Chemical Pine, Alpha Dog 2064, Zelenor, Otterfire, Fun, ... Phelan, Believe, Torben T, Bobby Joe Lord, Bradley T, Bo, Beefcake, and Silky Wilkie. I appreciate every last one of you. Zoria, Ares Empress, a 4 mana 1/5 with flying, vigilance, and eminence. If Zoria is in play or in your command zone, as long as you control a bird, creatures your opponents control can't attack you or a planeswalker you control unless they pay 1. Whenever a source you control would cause an opponent to pay mana, the next player gains that much colorless mana at the beginning of their first main phase. Until end of turn, mana produced by Zoria doesn't empty as steps and phases end.
Ow.
This is so many words for so little. What the fuck? This is like a high school English class. This is a PhD defense for a fucking Bachelor of the Arts degree. What is happening?
How many words do I get for this?
4. Choose wisely.
So many problems, fuck.
Next, we have Tempting Tiara. Whenever a player equips this to a creature, they become the monarch. Equipped creature has Ward 1 and is a princess in addition to its other creature types. All princesses have Dethrone. Equip 1 mana, pay 3 life. Any player may activate this ability. Toss identifier.
No, this is cool.
No, why is this is just everybody has monarch every turn? What am I missing? That's everybody has monarch every turn of the game for 1 mana. Why does this rip? This is Howling Mine, you fucks! Zeus, King of the Gods. This is a normal review. You are not allowed to fix it. You are only allowed to judge it. A 4 mana, is it 4/5? As long as your devotion to blue and red is greater than 6, Zeus is indestructible. Whenever you cast a historic spell, target opponent faces a villainous choice. Zeus deals 5 damage to that player, or you copy the spell but it's not legendary and you may choose new targets. Why does Zeus have an AK-47? Because he's fucking awesome. That's really good.
I at least tone it down to 3 because it is also more flavorful that he is throwing lightning bolts.
Yeah, you put it down to 3 and then people can tank at least some of not letting you just win the game.
It's very overtuned, but yeah. I like this concept.
Unruly Needletooth, a 4 mana 4/3 with Saddle of 4. When this creature attacks while saddled, it gains first strike.
I mean, yeah, this just existed, right?
Yeah, you little thief. Yeah, you just a thief. You little plagiarist. You little rat. How dare you copy an existing card that was designed lovingly, by the way. You fuck. It didn't? Okay, never mind. I take all that back.
I think the saddle cost could be lower, or it could give itself a little something. Tapping one of your better attackers to be able to just give it first strike. I think you can do more.
Next, we have Atilmac, Reckless Ridgehorn, a 6 mana mono red legendary, which means it should be a 1/1 that kills itself. 5/4 with haste. Creatures with power 1 or less can't block and raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, you can pay red. If you do, Atilmac deals 4 damage to a creature and 2 damage to something. So 4 damage to something you don't control, 2 damage to something you do control.
No notes. This is pretty good. I was like checking a couple things. Like the cost is fine. You get a hasty 5 for it. Like at the least that helps itself to get through because of the second line. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's not bad, the raid ability. So like you could wait until you have 7 mana to guarantee that you get 1 activation of this. This is very solid, very fair.
Next, we have Stranglevines, a 1 black mana sorcery that says target player loses 2 life. Whenever a land leaves the battlefield, you may return this card from your graveyard to your hand.
I'm very, very interested to see. This kind of thing is cool. The thing that's tricky, I think, will be balancing how this plays, because if it's too easy, then this is really powerful and probably makes this the best archetype. I think it's a really thin line of how easy it is to continue to cast this.
All right, next we have Explorer's Instinct, a 1 and a green instant that says until end of turn, a creature gets hexproof and +X/+X, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard.
Okay, right. So because Sultai is your lands are in the graveyard. Yeah. This seems very solid. This is a good spin on the common green hexproof trick. I think the cost is fair. The limited player dream of like this X is very large is there, and it's a flexible spell.
Pashona, Emergent Shaper, a 3 mana 2/4 with reach. Lands you control enter untapped. In 4 mana, tap, sack a land. Target creature gets +5/+5 until end of turn and must be blocked if able. Activate only as a sorcery.
For 4 and tap and sack a land, that's very fair. Like I think the card is great, and you would not need to change anything about this. This is super printable. Lands control enter untapped is already a very powerful thing, and it is at an appropriate rate for that. So giving it anything else is pretty significant upside, and I think that's a relevant but not broken ability, especially since we're thinking within a limited context.
Next we have Twist of Fate. This is a 5 mana instant with split second that inverts the stack. Veggie, how scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want to be allowed to play with this card?
Like 50.
God damn it. All right, so it says if a spell or effect on the stack now has invalid targets because of this spell, that spell or effect fails to resolve. So it would, quick list of things this would do. It would uncounter any countered spells. It would flip-flop any green player who would cast a protection spell in response to my removal spell. And are those the only use cases?
I'm gonna put this out here just because my heart wants it. Send it. Card is printable as is with no changes. Is it a nightmare? Yes. Is it a nightmare that I want to exist? Yes.
Pyra Reawakened Aegis. First strike Resonance. You may pair this creature with another unpaired non-blade creature. They remain paired. This is Soulbond. Whenever the creature paired with Pyra attacks, if it has less attack than Pyra, it gets +X+0, where X is Pyra's attack.
Yeah, the triple red is pretty rough for this. I don't think you have to red it that much.
Yeah, because this is really just like, the play pattern would be, I get a 3/3 with first strike, I Voltron it, and by Voltroning it, I get to Voltron a different creature. Effectively. In power alone, not in all of the effects on your swords. A little bit underwhelming to me. Lephantis, Derelict Amalgam. A 5 mana Jund 5/5 with Menace, Trample, and Reach. Whenever Lephantis enters or attacks, you can sack another creature. When you do, put a counter on each other creature you control. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw X cards, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on it. I eat some tokens, draw some cards to make more tokens, and then I eat some of them, and I buff up the existing token.
I don't think you'd have to do anything to this. This seems like realistically, it seems like a card that like probably exists already.
Yeah. I would not be shocked. So I like it.
It's the Jund Taco Bell. It's like some combination of these words exists on a card already.
Thok, Battle Beast, another 5 mana Jund card, which is a 4/4 that says whenever a creature you control fights, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies as a result of a fight, draw a card and make a treasure token. I dislike when we incentivize players to sit there and play removal over and over and over and over and over again. I hate the people who are gonna play Thok more than I hate Thok. That's what it is. I'm like, oh god, okay, so just every time I play anything on board, you're gonna cast a fight spell instantly, and your fight spell is gonna pay for half of your next fight spell and draw you the next fight spell. Ashita Mirai, Advanced Agent, a 3 mana Dimir 2/2 with ninjutsu of 2. Pay X life and reveal X cards with a ninjutsu ability from your hand. Make X 1/1 ninja construct artifact creature tokens. If it's the declare attacker's step, those tokens are tapped and attacking. Activate only once each turn.
Don't like about revealing your ninjutsu cards from your hand.
Yeah.
But like, sure, the concept is we're making attackers which then get ninja'd. It defeats the flavor, right, of surprise, here's a ninja. It's hey, check it out, I got ninjas, now figure it out.
There's no reason to ninjutsu this guy. This is the design equivalent of you look like Tom Holland drawn from memory. We have a lot of the words that are associated with ninjutsu, but the play pattern of it feels wrong. Yeah, via Fear of the Scourge, a 7 mana Mardu 7/9, first strike Vigilance Ward 4. On ETB, you become the Monarch. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player chooses a creature they control. Exile that creature. If a token was chosen this way, repeat the process. I think it seems fine. I want it to grab me more, but it is just classic Mardu. Classic Mardu, I hate you. Well, Macy, it's not that no one's ever choosing choosing a token is that if you're the token player, you are desperately hoping to keep non-token creatures on board, so you don't have to choose a token. You would only choose a token once everything else is dead, and then it will board wipe you.
Yeah, I do want it to like, I want it to do something else.
Enemy Blood Artist players do not love this card because this is exile. So the Aristocrats players are quite sad. Jund Eldrazi card, Vrirakas, Hound of Ulamog, a 3-mana card with Devoid in there. A 4/4, whenever it attacks, make X01 Eldrazi spawns with sack this creature, add colorless, where X is the number of non-token, non-artifact, colorless creatures you control. For its casting cost, you can give non-token Eldrazi creatures Battle Cry until end of turn. Yeah, so it's kind of a different angle for an Azlask type strategy of I get a wide board of spawn and then I make the spawn matter.
I think this is a good time.
Infinitely more fair than anything else the Eldrazi players are doing.
The casting cost I think is pretty restrictive.
God, yeah. Next we have 2 cards from Madra. These are commanders that their playgroup has had to fight against, so let's all pour some out. For Cisco and Leandro, Regents of the Sun City. A 5-mana Bant 2/4 with Vigilance that says whenever you prevent 1 or more damage, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Gain that much life, put that many counters on a creature, or draw that many cards. Holy shit, dog. I feel like Madra must be just like thugging it out with a bunch of high-powered dinosaur players. Because so many of these effects are so broken, but only in the context of I'm winning by combat damage. And the moment somebody plays a non-combat win condition, every one of Madra's cards is blank.
Yeah, because it's like, this is even hard to break, like, really fair in a way that, in a miserable way.
4-mana Grixis 3/4 flying. For red or black, target spirit you control gains persist. For blue, and removing -1/-1 counters from creatures you control, counter an ability or non-creature spell, exile an arcane from your graveyard, choose a color of mana to add.
This is more miserable. You can't put 1 mana counter on your commander.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, as long as it helps all the spirits that you gave persist to. As long as it buffs all the spirits you gave persist to by taking -1/-1 off of them. Then we have a channel point redeem for Godric the Grafted. A 4-mana Jund 2/2 with creature spells you cast gain a mutate cost equal to their casting cost. Spells cast this way can only mutate under Godric. Godric gains +X/+X, where X is equal to the number of creatures mutated under it. I command thee kneel. When he attacks, you can pay Jund. If you do, Godric deals 3 damage to each creature a defending player controls.
I like this. I mean, I'm a mutate fan. Yeah, the templating is a little off, but let's just go with the concept. Yeah. That's very cool.
I like it. I think it works flavor-wise for Godric, and I think it is decent without being too punishing. Fuck token players. I hate them.
Yeah, you just, like, I think you have to make the mutate costs cost more, but yeah. But this is cool.
Memento Mori, a 4-mana artifact. If an opponent's turn lasts longer than 3 minutes, you may draw a card, and that opponent must discard a card. Should any player's turn last longer than 10 minutes, that player must sacrifice half their lands rounded up. Perfect. Print it. No notes.
Yeah, actually. Are there a ton of problems with it? Sure, but nobody cares. It's the thing we need. We need it in the game.